part 2, the situation so far, and just to prove that, as you can see, today's date, the 2nd of March 2025, the time now is almost 20 past 10 at night. I'm still watching the UK Urban Prepper, and the live chat's still going. Let's just type in there as well. Whee! Let's go down here, see. Let's just put a little emoji in. Backpacking. I'm backpacking tomorrow. See? Backpack. And we press OK, send. Now, if you watch back on this live stream, right, of today, it's been going for 108 minutes. So an hour and, I don't know, 108 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes or so, an hour and 40, whatever it is. And you can reference this as a reference to what time and date and everything else I'm here at. And you can see I've commented in the chat. This chat replays as well, so you can go back to that and actually see that I'm not lying. Okay, so... right, and I left that on purpose. So what's happened then? What's happened tonight, Sab? Well, look, I can even show you the email as well. I can actually show you directly what's happened here. So we go to the page and we go Gmail. Let's enter. Gmail. There we go. Right. So as I was saying about Peter Double, he approached me tonight at approximately 6:30 this evening, and then an hour later, literally an hour after he approached me, he's put an email out to everybody who owns an allotment over here, and I'll show you all of that list there. There's a big long list of people. Look at that. You can go and email him yourself now if you want to. Look, they're all there. Right, okay. So the email reads: we have discovered that a plot holder has been sleeping rough up at the allotment. He managed to get hold of the container keys and was sleeping in there. He has subsequently lost his plot. I've lost the plot. Yeah, there's a joke in there. As a result, we will be changing the code this week, and we'll email the new code when it is done. 1810 will work until then. Regards, Peter. I'll tell you what happened. He waited for me in the dark with his wife. When I came in, I've obviously opened the allotment, the gate for the allotment. I've come in to put the cleaning stuff in, and to come over here and get my very last night of being here. The conversation went a little bit like this. He said, bit late to be coming over to the allotment, isn't it? And I said, well, I've got some bits and pieces to bring over here, and yeah. And he went, as I was bringing over to the allotment, which is not far from the gate anyway, he kind of went, come back, come here. And I went, no, you come here and come follow me, let's have a little chat. I was about to explain to him exactly what's been going on and all the rest of it, and say to him, like, I found the keys, and I've been staying here for the past 3 or 4 nights, right? And he starts, like, barraging me, saying, well, why didn't you, when you rang me this week about putting stuff in the container? And I said, well, yeah. And I said, because I wanted to put some stuff in the container. I got a tiller, I got loads of machines, and I have as well. I got loads of stuff to put in here. So technically speaking, I actually had more stuff to put in here than what they've actually got already in here. So yeah, on that kind of note, I'd have had thousands of pounds worth of equipment in here. So that obviously, that's changed my mind about doing that. It did change my mind about doing that, because I thought, well, if he can't even keep an eye on the lock and key and whatnot, which he's left on the front of the container, he genuinely did leave it on the front, and I'll explain why I say that. Because the conversation carried on, and he went, so who'd you get the keys off then? And I went, what do you mean? He said, well, how'd you get hold of the keys? And I said, well, I found them actually, as it happens. I said I was going to write a note on the container, and I was going to send you a message. I was going to send you a text message and ask who had the keys last. I said, and he went, well, how'd you get them then? How'd you get the keys? And I said, they were left outside of the container. He went, bollocks, bullshit, bollocks. And I'm like, no, I did. I found them outside of the container on the floor. Well, where'd you find them then? I said, they were on the floor on that bit of wood outside of the container. The container was shut. It was kind of, shut, but it wasn't locked because the lock was on the floor with the keys in it. And he said to He's like, no, that's bollocks. And I'm like, well, what do you mean then? And I was like, well, how else have I got the keys then? And he went, you must have stolen them out of my car. And I'm like, huh? What do you mean? Like, how? I mean, how am I supposed to steal them out of your car? Like, I don't even know what you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? What do you mean? He went, well, you must have done it when I was at the allotment here. And I'm thinking, well, that can't be right anyway, because he brings his car into the allotment, which means that I would have had to come into the allotment, gone into his car, stolen the keys, and then trundled off with them. Like, that don't make sense. It really don't make sense. Like, I really don't get it. I really don't get what he kind of meant by that. And as it happens, so here's a little backpedal on the story as well. Earlier on this week, when I was getting that wood in the corner that I was showing you on the other video, that one in the corner there, he works at Carol's Greengrocers in Sidley in the town. Now, I've been getting wood from them for a good couple of 3 years. Genuinely, I even asked them to put it down the side of the storage container that they've got over the back of their shop. And they have been, and they put it to one side. It's really nice wood. It's good wood. I use it for a lot of things. I even made them last year a clock with a brass face on it, and you know what I mean, put a clock mechanism into it, and yeah, they had it up in the shop. They had that clock in the old shop. They've moved a few doors up now. They've kind of swapped hands and moved up. So they've kind of redone the shop a couple of few doors up, like, which used to be a flower shop in Sidley High Street. You can go and have a look at that yourself, like where they are and what they've moved to. So whilst I was getting the wood this week, he works at Carol's, the greengrocers. And I said to one of the lads there as well, I was like, I'll tell you the truth, like, I'm actually staying up at the allotment at the minute, so, like, you know, building a little shed over there, and any wood that you can throw me or anything like that, that'd be really handy, like, so thank you, like. Because they know I never take anything without asking, you know, and they've got loads of gear at the back as well there that could have been stolen, whatever, and I'm just not like that. You all know I'm not like that. It really frustrates me, knowing that I'm this person, and being accused of stealing and being that kind of way, when I know for a fact I am not that way. It's very frustrating. It really is genuinely frustrating. So basically, Peter he doubled down. There's loads of puns in here tonight. I've lost the plot with a guy named Peter Double who doubled down. He wouldn't admit to actually leaving the keys on the front here. So he's now accusing me of stealing from his car. Which begs a question as well when you think about it. If he genuinely thought that I'd been into his car, stolen the keys, wouldn't he have reported that to the police? Like straight away? Wouldn't you report that to the police? Huh? You would, wouldn't you? Yeah? Anybody else with any kind of logical, kind of sound mind would like kind of, yeah. You know what I'm saying here? It makes that, to me, it doesn't make sense to what he's been doing. He's been over here for the past 2 days. He's kicked my pot over that I showed you in the last video just then. He literally kind of like picked it up and threw it in the brambles, right? So he's known for the past couple of 3 days that I've been living here. He knows this. He said it outright in the conversation earlier on as well. Like I said, the conversation kind of goes a little bit like this as well. So yeah, as we're walking towards his car, and he's like protesting that he didn't leave the keys here. He's protesting that I've stolen them out of his car and whatnot. And I'm like, kind of, no, I'm not like that. And I am a man of like honor, integrity. You know what I mean? All them values that are good about person. No, I am that. I'm not what you're making me out to be. And I am this person that I'm telling you, right? And now I've got a massive YouTube community, and you all know it as well. You all know what I'm like. You've all seen the hard graft that I've been putting in over this past few months, even on my arse and homeless, still building my business, still looking after my little girl, still doing everything that means that respect. And I do it on purpose as well, right? I really do genuinely do it on purpose. It's fucking hard work sometimes. Excuse my language, but Jesus Christ, is it fucking hard work. So I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, Peter, really, seriously, you're not going to admit? You really think I've stolen out your car? You genuinely think I've stolen out your car, do you? Yeah. So I stood in front of his car before he took off, and I'm looking him straight in the eyes going, Peter, you left them keys in front of the container on the floor. He kind of jumps out of his car. He's like, listen, fucking move now. Or fucking, you know what I mean? And I'm like, mate, listen, honestly, I've been put into a predicament where I've had to look after myself. Well, why didn't you tell me you had the keys then? I was like, Well, I tried telling you on Wednesday, when I rang, on Thursday, whenever it was, that I rang, and I rang him as well to say, like, is there any space in the container to put machines into? Right? It was like a test. It was like a test of water, like, to see what he'd actually say about the container being, like, locked up or not locked up, etc. And he did. He kind of went, no, there's no space in there at the minute, and we've got to sort things out, and this, that, and the other. And I thought, yeah, all right then. So you're not going to be honest with me. I knew what I was dealing with then. So when he said to me, well, why don't you tell us you had the keys? And I was like, because if I'd have told you I had the keys and I was staying there, I'm sure that you probably wouldn't have let me stay there. And it was only until Monday. I only needed a couple of nights. That's all I needed was a couple of more nights to get my head down somewhere safe. Yeah, well, yeah, no, I wouldn't have. Maybe I wouldn't have done, yeah. And I'm thinking, yeah. And I was like, mate, come on, please, I'm homeless and it's horrible out there. Well, that's not my fucking problem. That was these actual words. They were, I mean, I'm quoting what he actually said there. That's not my fucking problem, is it? I'm thinking, whoa, you nasty piece of... Anyway, so, yeah, I'm stood there and he said, move out the fucking way of my car, or do I have to get the police to sort this out? And I said, well, police won't do anything anyway. It's a civil matter, to be fair. Like, I haven't raised my voice at you. I've been really calm. I've been pleasant. Got somebody else as well that was on the phone as well at the same time. Stephen Yemps. Ask him. Don't believe me. There's my backup there. He'll back me up with all of it. I left him on the phone on a WhatsApp call as well. I put him in my pocket and he listened to everything being said. He actually congratulated me after the phone call for handling the situation the way I did. And I'll quote him as well. He said, you'd put some managers to shame, you, with the way that you handled that situation. Admirable. Thank you, Stephen. It really was, like. So, anyway, he's obviously trundled off back home again. He doesn't realise I took the spare key off the keyring, and I shall go and give him the spare key back again tomorrow, after I've got all my stuff out as well, because he said he's going to be here in the morning. I have this sneaky suspicion, this ultimate sneaky suspicion, he's going to grab all my bedding here and all my little bits and pieces, and he's just going to fling them out the front here, like not a care in the world. You know what I mean? He seems that sort of person to me. He has no... It's as though he doesn't have any community spirit within himself. Like, yeah, that's what it seems like to me. He just doesn't fucking care, which is fucking horrible considering he's part of a chair that actually runs a big set of allotments here, etc. He was just very, what's the word, cantankerous. Yeah, cantankerous, obnoxious. He had that very much attitude about him. Very obnoxious and cantankerous. Yeah, that's the best way I can put it. Like, so anyway, code for padlock was the email sent to everybody, including myself, who has an allotment over here. Hi all. We have discovered that a plot holder has been sleeping rough up at the allotment. He managed to get hold of the container keys and was sleeping in there. He has subsequently lost his plot. As a result, we'll be changing the code this week and we'll email the new code when it's done. 1810 will work until then. So many puns in there, I know. Stop it. Regards, Peter Double. So I replied to that 2 hours later again at 19 minutes past 9 p.m. So 1 hour ago now, I replied to it pretty much. And everybody who got that email from him also got this email that I put. I'll read you the email right now. You'll all get a good context of what's going on here. I don't like drama, but here we go. It's not so much drama, this is real life stuff. Like, this is what's happening. These are the people that I'm dealing with. These are the people that I've been dealing with for the past fucking 6 months now-ish. And I mean, not everybody. I've met some really nice people as well in between. It's like, you know, it's a double-edged sword. You get some really nice people in life and you get some absolute bellends as well. Just so happens to be that this Peter Double is an absolute fucking bellend. Anyway, I digress. Listen to this. You're going to love this. And it literally is like an essay there. Like, it's dead good though. I love it. This is how I deal with these people. Hello everyone, my name is Sebastian Willerton. I was the person whom found the keys laying on the floor outside the blue container with the lock on Tuesday the 25th of February. I was about to take on a plot at Ingram's allotments. Yes, I've been homeless for a few weeks, but I've managed to sort that situation out. As of Monday, I have accommodation sorted. I have videos of me finding the keys and showing my living arrangements inside the blue container. I'm not a thief nor a liar. On Thursday, Peter heard me explain to a colleague at Carol's fruit and veg shop that I'd been staying there. So for several days, he knew I was there, but didn't approach me until the 2nd of March, late at night, creeping up on me, entering the allotment at approximately 6 p.m. And he then surprised me in the dark, causing me distress, and also accused me of stealing the keys from his car. I was very amicable with him and told him I had the keys with me there, and then of which he demanded the return. I did comply with his demand. I did not cause any aggressive behaviour and was actually surprised when I told him that as of Monday the 3rd of March I would be getting a place to live. His response to this was, that's not my fucking problem. He had his, whom I presume is his wife with him at the time. There was another vehicle present, which I believe was associated with the situation. Peter did not want to accept that he had left the keys at the container, but in fact stated, quote unquote, "You must have stolen them from my car whilst I was at the allotments," unquote. I have witnesses whom I can testify my side of the story. I have a YouTube channel named Sab's Workshop. Please feel free to check it out. As mentioned, I am a man of honour, respect and hold dear values. People have known me for many years in Sidley Town. Ask around about me and you'll soon see. My situation has put me in a predicament and I ask of nothing from anybody. I don't beg or borrow. Simple things in life are what I hold dear. This can be seen with the large YouTube community I have. I'm a builder by trade and I have such a large amount of equipment, knowledge and skills which I could have brought to the allotments community. Peter originally offered me the blue container to store some of my equipment to keep safe, such as generators, tiller machines, mowers, trimmers, etc., etc. I have even offered to do work such as the proposed car park at a very reduced price of days worked, even some of the days free. I am fully qualified and insured to do this work also. But I regret that Peter's cantankerous attitude with me and refusing to admit that he'd left the keys and lock on the floor outside the blue container. I will have to retract my offer of engagement with the allotment society and community. Such a pity, as I was truly excited to bring this to you all. Thank you for understanding, and may I just add, if I was so desperate, wouldn't I have taken the very expensive equipment in the container? In fact, I cleaned the container, sorted it, and kept the other equipment safe in there. That was left on the plots. For example, a parkside trimmer. I used a trailer in there as a double bed. And what I mean here is, couldn't I have taken the machines in there, sold them, and used the money for a hotel? But that's not the type of person I am. Peter made it clear he would happily see me sleep on the streets and potentially putting my life at risk with the severe weather we've had recently. Anyways, I digress. My opinion is that Peter does not hold the community spirit he makes himself out to hold. In my opinion, he cares for no other person than himself. Again, I thank you all for the attention. Here's my number. I put my number. And I won't hold my breath for an apology. It's hard work dealing with these people, isn't it? But they're out there. It's hard work. Makes me sad inside sometimes. Why is it when you're doing so well for yourself and you put so much hard effort and work and you bring all of these really good moral codes and all the rest of it, other people seem to come along and mess it all up for you? Always rip the rug from underneath you. It's like the universe is testing my patience. It's like I'm being tested completely. Getting too long in the tooth for it. I get my teeth sorted out this year as well, so you can all judge me about my teeth, whatever, but as soon as they're all fixed and then they're all looking nice again, you're going to look like a dick, aren't you? I don't care anymore. I mean, I care. I care about everybody. I care about everything. I care. But I don't care what anybody says, and I don't care if you take the piss out of me just for my look. It's not about my look. It doesn't matter what I look like, does it? Doesn't matter if my teeth have all fucking kind of gone a bit wrong. They're not all bad, but mostly bad. They are. I know they are. Oh, a few quid and I can sort that out. Not the end of the world, is it? And I'll have that sorted this year. And everything else I said I've sorted out so far, I've fucking sorted. Everything else I said I'm going to do, I've done. So trust me, I'll get it done. And then I'll feel better with myself as well. If you mock other people for their little tiny personal problems that they have themselves, don't you think they feel shit about it already? Don't you think that I feel shit about this situation already? When you say to me it's nothing, you preaching to the choir, you're trying to teach me to suck eggs. You know what I mean? And if you do genuinely mock other people because of little things like this, that's on you. That means you're a dickhead. Now think about that. All them little people in the background, and I know you're out there as well, who take the piss, who mock me, who slyly chat about me in the background, and I know you're out there, but do I care? No. Does it bother me? Not really. Will I overcome them problems? Yes, I will. When I've got a really good set of people behind me, and they care about me, and they see past this. They see past it, because they see the true inside person that I am. And that's what keeps me the way I am. That's why I've been like this. That's why I was like this on a lot of live streams. That's why I used to talk like this a lot, was to hide it. You see like this, because then you can't, you know what I mean? You can't screenshot it and take the piss out of it. That's why I was talking like this. That's why I was doing this a lot on my live streams. But as you can see now, I'm past caring. If you mock it, that's on you. Why some people like it, kind of like upsets me really sometimes. When I say it upsets me, I just mean I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. I don't cry myself to sleep at night. Not about that. I cried myself to sleep because I haven't been able to see my little girl. I cried myself to sleep because my fucking wife did what she did to me. I don't cry myself to sleep over sticks and stones and you throwing, you know what I mean, throwing shit in the air. I don't really care about that. I can have a wash. It'll wash off. I'm thick skinned. It's like water off a duck's back, that is. I'll get over it. Be right. You're the dickhead, not me. But there you go. So the chapter of me sleeping in the container over at the allotment is over. That's it. I think it's done. Unless, of course, everybody sees this email and they see what's going on and it refers them to my YouTube channel and they see what's been going on tonight. And you can look at it as well. You can see it as well. Anybody that's here from the allotments, you can see I'm being true and I'm being honest. And you can see I ain't touched none of the machines and I ain't messed anything up. In fact, actually, I'm doing you a service being here. I'm on-site security. You know what I mean? I'm on-site overnight security. Shall I send Peter an invoice for doing security? Or is it? It's like 25 quid an hour. I've done 3 days of it. We'll call it 12 hours a night. 6 till 6. What's that? 72 hours times 25 quid an hour. I'll invoice you, shall I? Oh, you can't make it up, can you? But I get my place sorted tomorrow. I've got a place to live. Onwards and upwards. We'll sort this out. I've got a month there. I've still got a couple of 3 weeks left at my storage unit. I'll get onto this and I'll sort it out. Simple as. Anyway, thanks for watching. Next challenge. What's it going to be this week? Let's do it. Love you all. Take it easy. Have a good night. Day, whatever.